Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Premier League have rejected the idea of postponing Christmas games despite COVID. The Premier League had a meeting today. Now a lot of games have been postponed recently. Obviously last week Manchester United had 2 games postponed because of COVID. You know, the Manchester United and Brentford game got postponed, and Manchester United's game against Brighton last weekend got postponed. So Manchester United's game against Newcastle will be going ahead on the 27th of December. If Manchester United do beat Newcastle, it will be 4 wins in a row in the Premier League. The last game Manchester United played was Norwich. Manchester United won 1-0. Cristiano Ronaldo scored the winner from the penalty spot. Ronaldo won the penalty as he got dragged down by Max Aarons. Ronaldo now has 13 goals in all competitions since he re-signed, and he's got 802 goals in his career. Reflecting on the win against Norwich, it was back-to-back wins in the Premier League for Ralf Rangnick. Ralf Rangnick has enjoyed a good start to his managerial career at Manchester United. Rangnick is Manchester United's interim manager until the end of the season. Then after that, Rangnick will continue in a consultancy role for a further 2 years. If Rangnick does well as the interim manager, there's a good chance he'll get the Man United job on a permanent basis. I said Rangnick needs to heavily invest next year if he is to succeed as Manchester United manager. Rangnick has been given a £100 million transfer budget for January. Before Manchester United, Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. But anyway, I am expecting Manchester United to beat Newcastle comfortably because Newcastle are a very poor team. I can assure that Newcastle will get relegated this season. Newcastle recently lost 4-0 to Man City. Back in October, Newcastle had a £300 million takeover by the Saudi Arabians. So obviously Newcastle are planning to heavily invest next year. Before the Saudi Arabians took over Newcastle, Newcastle had Mike Ashley. Mike Ashley was Newcastle's owner for around 13 years or so, and Mike Ashley got heavily criticised. Newcastle's manager is Eddie Howe. Newcastle appointed Eddie Howe in earlier on in the season to replace Steve Bruce. When Newcastle appointed Eddie Howe in, he signed a 2.5-year contract. Before Eddie Howe, Newcastle had Steve Bruce. Obviously Steve Bruce got sacked. And before Steve Bruce, Newcastle had Rafa Benitez. I think a lot of Newcastle fans were disappointed when Rafa Benitez left. Rafa Benitez did resign because he didn't get enough backing. But revert back to Eddie Howe, he's not really a good manager, is he? Before Newcastle, he managed Bournemouth. He was at Bournemouth for a long time, and he also had a spell with Burnley. I do know quite a few of the players that Newcastle have got. Obviously, they've got Dwight Gale. He's an attacking player. They've also got Joe Linton. He's an attacking player. They've also got Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson is a former Bournemouth player. They've also got Ryan Fraser. He's a former Bournemouth player. They've also got Alain Saint-Maximin. Saint-Maximin is probably one of the best players Newcastle have got. He's just come back from injury not so long ago. Newcastle have also got Elliot Anderson. They've also got Jacob Murphy. They've also got Sean Longstaff. Sean Longstaff is brothers with Matty Longstaff. Matty Longstaff is out on loan with Aberdeen at the moment. Newcastle have also got John Joe Shelvey. I think John Joe Shelvey's got an injury at the moment, recently picked the injury up. John Joe Shelvey is a former Liverpool and Swansea player. They've also got Isaac Hayden. They've also got Jamal Lascelles. Newcastle have also got Almiron. Newcastle have also got Matt Ritchie and Kieran Clark. They've got Joseph Willock. They've got Jamal Lewis. Jamal Lewis is out with injury at the moment. Newcastle did get Jamal Lewis from Norwich. They've got Paul Dummett. He's out with injury at the moment. They've also got Federico Fernandez. He's got an injury. They've also got Manquillo. I think he's out with illness at the moment. The goalkeepers Newcastle have got, they've obviously got Carl Darlow, and they've also got another goalkeeper called Dubravka. So they are quite a few of the players that Newcastle have got. Now, Manchester United have a very good record against Newcastle. Manchester United seldom lose to Newcastle. Manchester United won the fixture at St James's Park last season 4-1. Manchester United beat Newcastle at Old Trafford earlier on this season 4-1. That was the game when Ronaldo scored twice on his second debut. Manchester United have got some players out. Obviously, Lindelof, he's got a chest injury. He had to come off in the game against Norwich because he was suffering breathing difficulties and chest pains. After the game, though, Ralph Rangnick said that Lindelof is okay. Paul Pogba, he's out with a thigh injury. Paul Pogba is out for the rest of the year with this thigh injury. Pogba got the thigh injury in France training earlier on in the season. But Pogba is stepping up his recovery because not so long ago he come back from Dubai. Man United could sell Paul Pogba next month. Not so long ago, Ralph Rangnick said he will not try to convince Paul Pogba to stay at Man United if he wants to go. Pogba's current contract at Man United expires next summer. At the start of the season, he rejected a new Man United contract offer. Edison Cavani, he's got an injury, but I think Cavani will be back for the Newcastle game. Cavani had an injury earlier on this season. Now, like I said earlier on today, Cavani could stay at Manchester United until the summer. Recent reports have said, though, that Cavani has agreed to join Barcelona on an 18-month contract. But yesterday it said Manchester United are reluctant to let Edison Cavani leave on a free transfer in January. Barcelona obviously seeing Edison Cavani as a replacement for Aguero because Aguero recently retired due to heart problems. Juventus have also been in for Cavani, and recently Cavani rejected Boca Juniors. Manchester United got Cavani on a free transfer from PSG back in the summer of 2020, and this season has been Cavani's second full season at Man United. Cavani initially lost his place in the team, though, with the club re-signing Ronaldo last summer. Rafael Varane, he's also been out with a hamstring problem. I'm expecting him to return for the game against Newcastle. Well, it did say if the game against Brighton would have gone ahead last weekend, that Varane could have made his return.
Alice has just texted me.
What she said?
Don't worry, we won't be missing him.
Alright. Yes, as I was saying. Second injury Varane has endured because earlier on in the season, Varane had a groin injury. He was out with a groin injury for a few weeks. Martial, he's also got a minor injury as well, but Martial doesn't really get in the team. Looks like Martial's leaving Manchester United next month because the other week Anthony Martial's agent confirmed that Anthony Martial wants to leave Manchester United in January. Manchester United have set their asking price for Martial. It's 30 million. There's quite a few clubs that want him. Now, it recently said that Newcastle want Anthony Martial on loan. It said Newcastle are ready to pay a £6 million loan fee to sign Anthony Martial. Arsenal have been in for him. Juventus want him on loan. It recently said that Atletico Madrid are planning a swap deal for Martial, and Barcelona and that have been in for him. Not so long ago, Rangnick revealed that he's not spoken with Martial, and he told Martial to speak to him directly if he wants to leave. Martial has been at Manchester United for 6.5 years. He's got like 2.5 years left on his contract. Martial has scored 79 goals in 268 games in all competitions. Manchester United paid an initial fee of 36 million for Martial back in 2015. Martial was pretty good last season, to be fair, but I thought the best season he endured was his debut season under Louis van Gaal. And so they're the injuries Man United have got anyway. Matic, he's recently been out with a cold, and Juan Mata has been out with illness. After Newcastle, Manchester United do play Burnley on the 30th of December. Then after that, Manchester United play Wolves, and then obviously it's Aston Villa in the FA Cup. Now, there's quite a lot of players on Manchester United's agenda. Now, obviously, you know the news on Boubacar Kamara. The other day, it said from El National that Boubacar Kamara is close to joining Manchester United. And it said Manchester United were in advanced talks to sign Boubacar Kamara as the first transfer of the Rangnick era. Barcelona have been in for Kamara as well, and last summer on deadline day, Kamara was close to making a move to the Premier League because Newcastle and Wolves went in for him. Boubacar Kamara is predominantly a defensive midfielder, and as you all know, Ralph Rangnick has identified Man United's midfield as a weakness. He's 22 years of age as Kamara, so he's still young. He's got a lot of development in him. He's currently at Marseille. He's been at Marseille all his life. You know, he joined Marseille as a 5-year-old back in 2005. So he risen up their academy in that. He broke into Marseille's senior squad back in 2016. His current contract at Marseille expires at the end of the season. He's made over 100 appearances for Marseille. Now, Amadou Haidara has been heavily linked with Manchester United. Earlier on in the season, Rangnick did mention that he wants Amadou Haidara as his first signing as Manchester United manager. Obviously, Rangnick knows the player well because Rangnick used to manage RB Leipzig. Not so long ago, Amadou Haidara did admit he's a Manchester United fan and he's also a Cristiano Ronaldo fan. Haidara has a £33 million release clause. Manchester United last week were interested in Antonio Rudiger, and I said Rangnick could be an important factor in Man United's chances of signing Antonio Rudiger, because Rangnick knows Rudiger's brother and agent very well, so that's beneficial. And last week it said Antonio Rudiger reportedly rejected a contract extension offer from Chelsea. Rudiger's current contract at Chelsea expires at the end of the season. Last week it said Real Madrid held talks with Antonio Rudiger. And PSG and Bayern Munich have expressed an interest. I'd certainly take Rudiger at Man United. Rudiger and Varane would complement each other very well in our back line. Let me put into the equation, Manchester United have done transfer business with Chelsea before because we got Matic off them back in 2017 and Mata off them back in 2014. Rudiger's been at Chelsea since 2017. Chelsea got Rudiger for around £29 million from Roma. Frankie de Jong, he's also been mentioned as well. I've initially disregarded Frankie de Jong because recently Fabrizio Romano gave us an update on that, and he said Man United have not yet held any talks with Frankie de Jong. And last week, Frankie de Jong's father did admit that Man United have a disadvantage in the transfer pursuit. Frankie de Jong's at Barcelona. Barcelona got Frankie de Jong from Ajax back in 2019. Barca paid around £65 million. Erling Haaland, it recently said that he can leave Borussia Dortmund. He won't. If he leaves, he won't leave in January. I don't think he'll leave next summer. Bild said last week that Man United are currently only the serious bidder for Erling Haaland, but will have to qualify for the Champions League to get Haaland. And Jude Bellingham and Calvin Phillips have also been on our agenda. I think Man United will make 1 or 2 signings in January. Rangnick's planning a big clear out, so obviously reflecting on that, he's focusing on the outgoings as well as the incomings. I can assure at the end of the season that Manchester United will get a permanent manager. And like I said, if Rangnick does well as interim, he could get the job permanently. Ruben Amorim has been spoken a lot about recently. He said Man United and Leeds are in for him. Now, Ruben Amorim has a £25 million release clause. He's the manager of Sporting Lisbon. He's been Sporting Lisbon manager for nearly 2 years. He's got a contract with them until 2023. He's won a few trophies at Sporting Lisbon. Before Sporting Lisbon, he managed Braga. I think he won a trophy too there. And before Braga, he managed Casapia. He's a very young coach. He's Amirim. He's only the age of 36. Ruben Amorim, earlier on this year, advised Manchester United to hire Erik ten Hag. Erik ten Hag, he's also been linked with a permanent role at Man United. He said not so long ago that he's the favourite to become Man United's next permanent manager. The other week, Edwin van der Sar spoke about Man United's interest in Erik ten Hag. The other week, Roberto Mancini was also mentioned. Earlier on in the season, Brendan Rodgers was mentioned. I disregarded Brendan Rodgers, though, becoming Man United's next permanent manager, because Brendan Rodgers did dismiss links to the Man United job. He come out and said that I'm proud to be at Leicester. And Pochettino's been persistently linked with a permanent role at Man United. Manchester United have sacked 4 permanent managers since Ferguson. Manchester United sacked David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, and a month ago now, Manchester United sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Now, earlier on today, I gave you the news on Jesse Lingard. The Athletic said that Jesse Lingard will be staying at Manchester United in January to fight his place under Ralph Rangnick. Obviously, Jesse Lingard wanted to leave Man United under Solskjaer. Recently, Manchester United set a 20 million asking price on Lingard for him to leave in January. Newcastle are no longer in for him now. Earlier on in the season, it said West Ham wanted to re-sign Lingard. Well, at the second half of last season, Lingard endured a 4-month loan spell with West Ham and he made an impact. Earlier on in the season, it said Lingard wanted to go abroad. Lingard has not started one single game in the Premier League so far this season. He started 2 games, I think, in all competitions. Lingard's current contract at Man United expires next summer. Lingard has been part of the club for a long time now. Original Par Academy, and that he's had his good periods at Man United. He's also had his bad periods as well. Of course, the news on Donny van de Beek. Donny van de Beek will not be allowed to leave Manchester United next month, as Donny van de Beek is valued by Ralph Rangnick. I would like to see Donny van de Beek get more starts at Manchester United, because he just doesn't get enough starts, does he? Revert back to when we had Solskjaer. Van de Beek got nowhere near enough opportunities, and reflecting on that, he was frustrated. Towards the end of Solskjaer's managerial tenure, Van der Beek actually said that he wants to leave Man United in January. Van der Beek's only scored 2 goals for the club, and he's been a Manchester United player for over a year and a half now. And this season's been his second full season at Man United. Man United got Van der Beek in a deal worth 40 million with add-ons included. Van der Beek's got a contract with the club until 2025. There's an option of a further year, and Van der Beek's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. But like I say, next year, Man United are going to offload players, obviously. You know, like I said earlier on, looks like Martial's going. Cavani will go next year. It'll be January or summer. He will go. I think Mata will go next year as well. Lingard will leave in the summer. I think Matic could go next year. He'll leave in January or the summer. You know, like I said earlier on, Man United could sell Pogba in January. I think we'll loan Amad Diallo out next year as well. Dean Henderson, I think he'll leave in January. Fabrizio Romano said not so long ago that Dean Henderson wants to leave Manchester United in January to get more game time. Dean Henderson doesn't really get in goal because last summer De Gea reclaimed that number 1 spot back. You know, Henderson's only made 2 appearances this season. Earlier on this season, Henderson had COVID. Towards the end of last season, Henderson got that number 1 jersey. And Henderson did well in a lot of the games he was in goal for last season, to his credit. You know, Henderson's got that experience behind him. He enjoyed 2 successful loans with Sheffield. He's also had other loan spells before, with Stockport, Shrewsbury and Grimsby in that. And before the start of last season, Henderson committed his future to the club because he signed like a 6-year contract. Well, it was 5 years with an option of a 6th. I think Jones and Bailly will be leaving the club as well next year. Telles may leave next year. By the way, I'm hearing now Diego Dalot will be staying at Manchester United in January. A few clubs have been in for Diego Dalot. By the way, Sky Sports News said earlier on today that Manchester United are close to appointing Richard Arnold as the new chief executive, obviously to replace Ed Woodward. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do. Consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless you all again very, very soon.